Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Correlation Nation. This is the Prop Spot, and today it is March 29th. We have a huge slate. I want to say 12 games, might be 10. Let's check real quick. We're going to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it is a 12-game slate. Lots of work, lots to go through. Bunch of injuries, tags, and stuff to identify. So let's go ahead and hop right into that aspect. So at the top, we do have LeBron James, Anthony Davis. They're both questionable. LeBron's probably pretty likely to play. These games are important. Important. Sorry. Anthony Davis, he's also got a chance to play, but just due to the nature of his injury, again, it's more of a management thing. He did play through it the game before, but with that being said, they probably want to get this guy healthy. So I would say there's he's like a game time decision. That would be my take on it. But keep your eye on the starting lineup. Moving on, this game seems to be pretty clean. Fultz is out, or he's a game time decision. Hasn't been playing back to back for months, so that's nothing really new. Cade and Ivy, they're both game time decisions. Cade played in the last game. Ivy missed, but I would say they both have a pretty good shot of playing today. Rashawn Holmes is out, so Marvin Bagley will probably look to play a little bit more. Detroit's pretty big, so I would say he'll get a pretty good run. Sasser's a game time decision. He has been getting pretty good run lately. Those are just notable things. And then moving on, Kaminga, game time decision. He was held out of the last game, but I'd say he's got a pretty good shot of playing today. So nothing too serious. Let's pull it up and see exactly what he's dealing with. It's probably like a knee soreness, or let's pull it up. Okay, so it's saying he's been downgraded out. So he's out. Kaminga is out. So Garland and Mitchell. Mitchell is supposed to come back today. How many minutes he plays? I think he's listed with like a broken nose, but he does have a knee issue that's going on as well. So he'll be, I would say, pretty limited. I don't think I projected him for anything more than like 22 minutes maybe. And he could definitely get over that, but you want to be on the safer side of it. I would say that they're going to ease him back in. I would say 22, 24 minutes is a pretty reasonable expectation. How many minutes he might play today. Oh, Levert's also a game time decision. I don't think that's going to be as significant. I mean, he does play a role, but his role is going to be reduced with Mitchell coming back. Also, they just return Mobley and Strauss, and I think they'll be all right. But again, notable thing, he is a game time decision. Ao DeSumo, he's a game time decision. Nothing really too significant for me. He's falls down the pecking order quite a bit, so I'm not really too concerned about that injury. Caruso is a little bit more important. Playing Brooklyn, I would say he's got a good chance to play. But if some reason he misses, then that's going to make things a lot easier for, like, say, Cam Thomas, because I'd say they'll match him up on him. Ayton has a good chance of coming back. He's another guy that if he plays today, I've limited his minutes. I got him around 24. I want to say projected around 24 minutes. And that's just something we got to wait and see. We don't know if he's going to play yet or not. Grant, game time decision looks unlikely based off this. Simmons remains out. Sharp remains out. Kamara's out. Brogdon's out. Jimmy Butler, he's a game time decision. I'm not sure how. I mean, it shows that he's kind of likely to play, but I don't know how likely he is to play. He's dealing with an illness, it says. So he's probable. But, him being sick and going against going against Portland, which is got a 19-54 record. Butler is definitely the type of guy that is going to show up for a more meaningful game, I think. And so with that being said, I would temper my expectations with Butler even if he does play. New York seems to be pretty clean. Obviously, still missing OG and Randall. Mitchell came back. He played. I don't remember how many minutes he played, but right around the 14 to 16. I want to say maybe even 18. And I would look for him to play around that same amount of minutes again. Somewhere between 14 and 18. San Antonio. Looks like Keldon's a game time decision. Nurkic, she's also a game time decision. I would keep her eye on this. I would say the matchups. I don't know. I mean, I could see the matchup going either way. I could see it where, if he does play, he could benefit from it and get a lot of rebounds. But I also see it as, with Chet and his spacing, they could have to limit the amount of exposure he has to the court. Just like I said, due to the spacing that Chet could create. SGA is questionable, probably doubtful. They're probably looking to hold him out, I would say. Anthony Edwards, yeah, he's been playing through injury, so I just expect him to play. Rudy, the same thing. Murray, I would say he's a true game time decision. Keep your eye on whether he plays or not. And then Nikola, he's got a good chance of playing today. I don't think he had anything significant happen to him in the last game. He did play, so it's still the same soreness. They're managing the back tightness and. Just gonna pass right over that. So Houston, they're pretty clean. Other than Sangoon still remains out, as well as Whitmore. I heard Whitmore's getting closer, so look for him to return in the near future. Marketing game time decision. Pretty unsure whether he's going to play or not. So shoulder, he's been playing through whatever stuff he's been dealing with. This is the first we're hearing of a shoulder injury, so yeah, just keep your eye on it. I guess we don't really know, but he has been playing. Like, they've been doing this injury management with him. He just came back and he's kind of been on off, on off, on off. So definitely keep your eye on whether he plays or not. I can't give you any real strong lean. Clarkson remains out. And then on Dallas, so Luka Doncic is a game time decision. Definitely been dealing with some soreness. And he's been playing through it, though. So I don't want to act like it's not a thing, but he's definitely been playing through this injury. So I definitely won't be looking to fade him or anything like that. No notable injuries on Sacramento's side, and that's kind of what we have as far as injuries go. So let's go ahead and hop into our notes. I'd really like to run through this as quick as we possibly can. All right, so we got Duren at the top, 10 rebounds, 11 points. I think these numbers are pretty live. Obviously, Duren's a strong rebounder. You're always going to be looking at the rebound prop, a little bit more than the points prop. But, 11 points is pretty doable for him. And that's what we have. I think we project him around 28 to 30 minutes, somewhere in that area. And so, again, those are pretty doable numbers. Sabonis, 11 rebounds and 16 points. So I've mentioned this before on the points prop. Sabonis is a guy that does a little bit of everything. Strong rebounder, in a pretty good spot. They did do pretty well against him in the last matchup. But 11 rebounds is more than obtainable for this guy. And 16 points is. But I'm going to be looking at the rebound prop more so than the points prop. Kessler, 6 rebounds. This is a volatile bet. We don't know what the guy's role is going to be. He could easily get to 6 rebounds, and he could easily get cut short on minutes and fail to get there. So, you do what you will with it. They are playing, let's see who they're playing today. I want to say it's Houston. So, Jabari will probably play a lot of the 5. But again, Landale can. It's something you can't really be too sure of. So he's got a chance of getting there. I think 6 is cutting him down. He's like a 12 guy, 12 rebound per 36. So you cut him down quite a bit, 18 minutes, and he can get to that 6 rebounds. So he's pretty live, but again, volatile role for sure. Collins, 6 rebounds, 11 points. This dude's minutes been up and down, and we got him projected with his minutes down. That's for sure. I just don't know how else to go about it. If you want a chance at this guy hitting his props, you kind of got to play him at a lower projection. So I think we got him projected around. It might have been the 24. But you can see there's been a couple games where he's hit 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 23 minutes, and these are all recent. And I know that he's dealt with a little bit of injury, but I think that's the safe way to play this. He can get to the 6. But you can see right here at the 23 minutes against San Antonio, he only gets to 5 rebounds. So, with that being said, it is volatile. We don't really know what kind of role he's going to get. 6 rebounds, 11 points, more than doable for him. If he gets a little bit more run, he's going to pass that, I would say. And, you just do as you will. But Laurie, 7 rebounds, volatile bet. You don't know what he's going to do. Pretty good rebounder, but it kind of comes down to where he's playing. 21 points, that's very live. If he's playing, I would tell a little bit more on the safe side of this just because of the injury management. So keep your eye on the starting lineup. Also take into account that if it is a shoulder injury and it's something that's bothering him, it could potentially hurt his scoring. So what I'm going to do just to remind myself is I am going to highlight this points prop. I want to be careful with that due to the injury. Okay, so I would recommend that anyone that does want to play this guy, definitely do the same thing if he starts. Hartenstein, 6 rebounds. Yeah, good rebounder in a good spot, but a volatile role. I don't know that I really want to play this. I think he can get there, but I would just be a little bit more cautious. Hart, 8 rebounds. Been rebounding the ball really well. He did come up quite short in one of his more recent games. However, I don't mind this prop. 8 rebounds is pretty live, I would say, for him. Nurkic, obviously questionable. Volatile role based off the matchup. But 8 rebounds is a doable number. I just don't know that I would be really, really loving this prop based off the circumstances. Kevin Durant, 6 rebounds. And I don't love his rebound prop. He can get there, but notoriously or historically not the most dominant rebounder. So 6 rebounds is something you could look at, but it's not something I would personally like to run and play just based off, the fact that he is around a 6 rebound per 36 guy. It just, can he get there? Yeah, but I mean, if you look at his numbers, it kind of goes up and down. It fluctuates quite a bit. He's not a consistent rebounder. And so with that being said, I don't love his rebound prop. 23 points, however, that's a much more live number against Oklahoma, his former team that drafted him. I don't mind this. I think, there's no one on that team that's going to be able to guard Kevin Durant, and you can definitely look to play that prop. Jared Allen, 10 rebounds, 15 points. Yeah, these are good numbers. Now, I will say that with Mobley back, I always look at this rebound and I always want to cut it down just a little bit because you don't know. Mobley could always steal some of those rebounds away if they're on the floor together. I don't hate these numbers and I don't love them. It's not a great matchup. There's some variables in this that could prevent him from getting there. And they're obvious. They're in front of your face. So that's the reason I don't like it. If Mobley for some reason wasn't playing, I'm going to like the 10 rebounds, maybe even a little bit more. But where we're at right now, I'd say 9 rebounds is I probably wouldn't go over 9 rebounds. 15 points is okay. I think he's more than live to get there. But Donovan Mitchell's coming back. This all becomes a little bit screwy. Mobley, 8 rebounds, 14 points. Everything I said for Allen is going to go for Mobley. I mean, it's the same thing. I just don't love these guys. What I really look for is matchups where you got a guy that got pretty good production, and he's also in a position where he's going to be forced into a larger role. That's going to allow you more opportunity to get to these numbers, and these opportunities are they're going to be taken away from them. And it's not to say that they can't get to these numbers. Yeah, they can. They're good players. They're strong rebounders. They're fairly competent offensive players. But, the issue becomes you got all these offensive guys on the floor, and now that opportunity's been reduced. So that's kind of where I'm on that. Drummond, 7 rebounds, extremely productive rebounder. Obviously a volatile role. But, this 7 rebounds is... it comes from, a very low projection, of minutes. So he can get there. It's just a volatile role. So 7 rebounds, volatile role. Bam, 9 rebounds. Should be in a pretty good spot. I have no idea why I don't have a points prop on this guy. Maybe I do down lower. We'll cross that in a little while. I would say if you want to play points prop on it, it might not be the worst day to do so. I'm trying to think who they're playing against. Let's pull this up just real quickly. See who. Miami is going against Portland. Yeah, I mean, if Aiden comes back, it makes it a little bit tougher for him, I think. But he's a pretty good player. He's not been getting as much touch time as you'd like to see. You know, and if Butler plays, it hurts a little bit more. I know. Let's look at his recent production real quick. I don't know if I love a points prop on him, but I'd say I'd probably fall around like 15, 16 points if I were going to play something on him. And I know I went right by him, right? There he is. 24, 15, 12, 20, 20, 20. So Cleveland's a pretty tough spot. You know, gets pretty good minutes. Yeah, I'll say 16. Well, just fall at 16. It's obviously kind of a low number, but again, you know, there's some variables in this, you know, and you want to hit. So if you're going to play at 16, would probably be the number I'd fall into or fall around. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'll just go ahead and write that down. Let's go 16. I'll just put points. I don't really know what the matchup looks like necessarily. Portland. We can actually find this real quick. I should find Butler. So and yeah, not the worst matchup. You just don't know what the offensive role is going to be today. Trace. Kaminga's out, so this opens up the door for Trace for sure. So keep your eye on the starting lineup. Trace is in it. You're seven rebounds, 12 points. Super live. You know, these are based off maybe like a 24 to 26 minute and projection, and those numbers, and I think the amount of time he would play today would actually go up quite a bit. You know, you're probably at least 28, 30 at that point. And so 7 rebounds, 12 points, super live numbers. Draymond, 7 rebounds. I don't know. You know, dude got ejected just the other day. Not the strongest rebounder in the world. Has been rebounding the ball pretty well. I mean, you could look at it, but, you know, it's not something I love. Brandon, 4 rebounds, 6 points. He's been cut down, benched. I think he could still get to 4 rebounds if he's given the minutes, but again, you don't know what his role is going to be. So, yeah, I mean, the numbers are live if he gets minutes, but again, you don't really want to bank on something you don't know. Anthony Davis, obviously questionable, but I think 10, 11 rebounds. I mean, I got him at 10 just to be kind of safe. Not the worst matchup, pretty good spot, actually. They are going against Indiana. So the rebound props, I would say pretty live. 22 points is even kind of live. I don't think Miles Turner is a good player, but I don't know that he's actually going to be able to stop him. LeBron, 6 rebounds, 20 points. Also pretty live numbers. He's more likely to play. I never really loved the rebound prop on LeBron, so I will mention that right away. I mean, he's not the most or the strongest rebounder. He is fairly consistent, but I would probably play the points prop over the rebound prop. And if Anthony Davis is out, then you could probably look to fire both of these up. You know, his opportunities are going to increase with Anthony Davis being off. Yeah, so not the worst thing in the world. Claxton, 9 rebounds, 10 points. Yeah, pretty good spot, I'd say. I mean, the matchup's a little bit tougher, and they are going against Chicago. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the rebound prop is pretty live. I mean, Chicago's fairly tough on the boards, but not the toughest. I mean, you got Vucevic and Drummond. If Drummond gets a fair amount of run, then it's going to become a lot more tough for him to get to 9 rebounds. But, I mean, you don't know. Again, that role is volatile, so you don't really know if that's even going to happen. Yeah, be careful with it, but, you know, they're definitely live numbers. You know, this guy's a 12 rebound per 36 type of guy, and, you know, even scores the ball Okay, maybe like 14, 15 per 36. So if he gets the minutes, he could definitely get there. Turner 6 rebounds, 12 points. Yeah, don't never really love the rebound prop on this guy. Super inconsistent rebounder. Um, but the 12 points is pretty live. Same thing with Siakam. He's been rebounding the ball better as of late, but his last game not so well. So I'd be careful with this. But the 17 points is pretty live. Now yeah, I don't mind it. 17 points, I think it's okay. Richard 6 rebounds. Yeah, his numbers I think they gotten cut down a little bit here lately, so a bit of a volatile bet. Typically his rebound prop would be up like 8-9, so it is lower. It's a tough matchup. Yeah, I'm not gonna run to play that at all. Miles Bridges, he's gonna get minutes, not a consistent rebounder, so don't love the rebound prop. 18 points is a live number for this guy. He gets some minutes. He's one of the primary scorers. I would say I think Brandon Miller's he's taken on quite a bit more of like a on ball offensive player, which is going to keep the ball or take it out of Miles' hands just a little bit more. But I would say Miles will still get his. So 18 points is not the most unreasonable number. I think it's pretty live. Marvin Bagley, 8 rebounds, 13 points. These numbers are pretty live, I think, because the opponent's going to be a pretty big team. I think he's going against Detroit, so there is a bit of a revenge narrative with this as well. And then, he's pretty productive as long as he's getting the minutes. Rashawn Holmes is out. I would think that this guy's going to get a fair amount of run. 24, 28 minutes is very, very likely in this matchup. And so 8 rebounds, 13 points. I don't mind it, but you don't know what the role is going to be. This is all speculation. And with that being said, you just got to be careful with this. But he could definitely get there if he's given the minutes, and the opportunity is pretty likely. Kuzma, 6 rebounds, 22 points. Never loved this guy's rebound prop. He's just one of those guys. He can definitely get there, but he could easily end up with 4 or 5. And I think his rebound is a little bit stronger than that, like his per 36, but it's just the uncertainty, the fluctuation and inconsistency in his rebound game. Rebounding is one of those things. It's like it's an art, and this guy's just, if it comes to him, great. He might go all up all night long, but otherwise, he could fall at, bottom of the totem pole. 22 points. Yeah, I like his points prop today. I think as long as he plays, he usually gets pretty good amount of touch time, usage is there, and the minutes are usually there. So 22 points is a pretty live number for him. Avdia, 7 rebounds, 16 points. I actually like his props a lot more. Dude's been playing really, really well, and I just like him. Bamba and Reed, they're in the same boat. Bamba's getting a little bit more run here as of late, but these guys, swap minutes, and you just don't know who's going to get what. Tobias, 5 rebounds, 15 points. Not a strong rebounder, but more than capable of getting there. 15 points, pretty live. It is a tough matchup. Philadelphia, they are going against. Who's Philly going against today? They're going against Cleveland. So, yeah, that's a tough spot, even for the rebound purposes. I mean, they're pretty big. Got 2 really good rebounders. It's just a tough spot. So, 15 points is pretty doable. I mean, this guy's not a bad offensive player. It's just a matter of whether he's shooting the ball well or not. And he's been shooting the ball better since he's come back from injury. So 15 points, pretty live number. Luka, 8 rebounds, 30 points. Dealing with injury, 8 rebounds and they're going against Sacramento. I mean, yeah, he can get there, but 30 points. Let's highlight that, because 30 points, as we've said 1,000 times, 30 points, that's a high number. You're always going to like it at a lower number. So if we can get it down at 28, we like it a lot more. But obviously it's Luka. He can get there. 8 rebounds, 30 points. We don't mind that at all. Gafford, 6 rebounds, 8 points. I think he's in a bit of a tough spot. I mean, he's obviously been playing really well. But, going against Sabonis, there's always the potential for him to get into foul trouble. or just lose run for, whatever reason. Maybe he's not playing good defense or whatever. So, I think in a different matchup, I'd like it a little bit more. I just think it just kind of up in the air for me. So I'm not going to fall in love with Gafford in any way. PJ, 5 rebounds, 16 points. Yeah, I think 16 points is like, it's just a high number for him. Like, I don't love that. I don't even know how we ended up at 16. I'm going to pull him up because it wasn't that long ago. I was betting this guy way under 16. There's just no way that even makes sense to me. I mean, he averages 8. Why would we bet 16? That just makes no sense at all. I'd say something's not right about that. Something's certainly not right about that. I don't know. This is what I say. I say don't touch that. Oop. Don't touch this. I don't know why we have it at 16. Don't even look at that. And then as far as 5 rebounds go, that's not the worst, but I like it a little bit more at 4. That's usually where I play it. But he can definitely get to 5. So if you look at his rebounds, 13, 4, 5, 6, 11, 5, 7. Yeah, 5's doable, but, personally, I usually play it at 4. So if you can find it at 4, I'll probably fire. I mean, I'll fire that one up. So 8 and 8 rebounds, 11 points. Yeah, like I said, we kind of project this guy to play around 24 minutes today. Coming back from injury if he does play. So keep your eye on the starting lineup. 8 rebounds, 11 points. These are pretty doable numbers for him. It is a tough matchup. They're going to get to Miami, I think it was. Miami's typically pretty tough on giving up rebounds. And Bam's notoriously he is a pretty good defender. So yeah, I wouldn't fall in love with this guy's props for sure, just based off coming off an injury and matchup. Joker, 11 rebounds, 23 points. Yeah, these numbers are more than live. I think he does kind of have a bit of a tough offensive matchup today. However, this guy averages like around 26, 27 per 36. Should get pretty good run. And 11 rebounds. I think he fell short like 9. He didn't even get to 10 in his last game. But, he is a strong rebounder. And who are they playing today, actually? Let's pull this up. So they're playing Minnesota. So it is a pretty tough spot for him. I mean, with like Gobert on the other side. Yeah, you may limit your expectations as far as like high numbers on this guy. Like maybe don't bet any more than like 20 points on him today. And if you can't find that, don't mess with it. And then rebounds, kind of the same thing. We got him at 11 just based off his own production, I think. But the matchup's definitely going to come into play on this deal. And it's funny enough because I'm looking at this right now, and that 16 points I've seen on PJ Washington was meant for Michael Porter Jr., this guy right here. That's what that was for, I remember. So I don't know how I messed that up, but I did. All right. So, anyways, Michael Porter Jr., 5 rebounds, 16 points. I actually like this guy's props a little bit more. I think just based off the matchup, he'll be in a better spot to get there. So, MPJ, 5 rebounds, 16 points. I kind of like these numbers. It is a tough matchup, but I think he can get there. Jabari, 6 rebounds, 10 points. This dude just volatile. I don't like him. His minutes have been up and down. He gets into foul trouble. His production's not really been there. And 6 rebounds, 10 points, all low numbers, all very obtainable. It's just you really want to put your money behind it, and I don't. Landale, 3 rebounds. Yeah, if he gets the run, he'll probably get there, and I'd say it's pretty likely, but I don't know that you'll find the 3 rebound prop. But I see this number as a pretty live number. Almond, 7 rebounds, 10 points. I think that you can look for anywhere between like 10 and 15 points. 10's kind of like on the safe side, just in case his minutes do get cut down. But I think he'll get pretty good runs. So 7 rebounds, even 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds to 7 to 8 rebounds and 10 to 15 points. Anywhere in there, you can look at it. I mean, these are not bad numbers. Yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at. Yeah, and he's been, like I said, been playing really, really well. So Wendell Carter, 5 rebounds, not a super strong rebounder. Minutes have been cut down lately. Is what it is. Just a number we got. Banchero, 6 rebounds, 19 points. Yeah, I never really liked this guy's rebound prop. Kind of inconsistent guy. 19 points, pretty doable, but overall he's he's a volatile guy to me, just inconsistent. So I think he could definitely get to the 19 points, but I don't know that I'll be looking to fire it up. Isaac, this is Jonathan Isaac. So 5 rebounds. He's been getting a little bit more run. He is a pretty strong rebounder. So I think he could get there, but he is a volatile play just because you don't know what his role is going to be day in and day out, or like how many minutes he'll play. And so with that being said, I think he can get there, bearing he gets enough run. Chet, six rebounds, 15 points. Yeah, these numbers are pretty live. 6 rebounds, even a low, is a tough matchup. Suns are pretty tough on the boards, but if Nurkic doesn't play, this changes quite a bit. So keep your eye on the starting lineup for the Suns. And I think if he doesn't play, 6 rebounds is pretty doable for Chet. And then 15 points is, I don't know. I probably won't rely on the points, but I think it's a live number. Giddey, 6 rebounds, been rebounding the ball really well. And 10 points. Oh, he's just been playing well. Like he's kind of on fire right now, honestly. Playing really, really well. Should have opportunity with if SGA sits out. 6 rebounds, I kind of like, but the 10 points, I don't know if I'd rely on this guy for points. It's just not kind of who he is. He's a little bit of like a do-it-everything guy, and rebounds is something that he shows he's pretty good at. He's right around like a 10 per 36, and if he gets 30 minutes, he's going to get 6 rebounds, even in a tough matchup. So I do like the rebounds prop. Gobert, 13 rebounds, 13 points. Yeah, I don't really love the rebound prop. I mean, it's going against Denver. Gobert's extremely good at rebounding the ball, but it is a tough matchup. I just don't really like firing up rebound props against Denver. And that just is what it is. I mean, if you can find it around 10, I would consider a lot more than 13. 13's more of a average of a per 36, and it's just a tough matchup. So if I can find it around 10, I'd like it, but I don't know that you'll have any opportunity to place that bet. So 13 points. I mean, he can get there, but, again, I've said this before, not really an offensive-minded guy. So it just is as it is. Wemby, 9 rebounds, 19 points. Tough matchup. I've kind of noticed that, this guy is a very good blocker. He's got a lot of length. The dude's huge. And some days these balls fall in his path, and some days they don't. And he's not a guy that's going to put a ton of energy and effort into getting rebounds. Like, literally, the more I've thought about this, I'm like, dude, this guy should average like 20 plus rebounds just based off his size. You would think, maybe this is a stupid take, but I don't know. This guy's so much bigger than everyone else. You'd think that he would get more rebounds than he does. So, he's a 12 rebound per 36 guy, averages right around 30 minutes per game, and I don't even feel comfortable placing a 9 rebound prop on him. So that's just where I'm at. 19 points. It's a tough matchup again, and the shot's not really falling. He could get there. I just don't love it. So on 5 rebounds, kind of the same thing. I mean, I don't, view this guy as like an extremely strong rebounder. 5's a low number. I think he can get there. The minutes are there. He could probably get there, but it's just a tough matchup. Zubac, 8 rebounds. They're going against Orlando, and that's a tough spot, I think. I really love it. Westbrook, 3 rebounds. We don't know what his role is going to be. But, I'll probably, I don't know, this might be dumb to say too, but I might trust Westbrook's 3 rebounds before I do Zubac. Just, I don't know, both the roles are volatile for sure. K, 19 points. Yeah, pretty good spot, I think, overall. So as long as he's playing, I'd say 19 points is pretty doable for him. He's been getting right around like 28, 29 minutes. And he's pretty live to get to that number. If you can get him a little bit lower, you might take it. Ivy, same thing. I don't know if he's playing or not. Probably just a game time decision. 14 points. He gets there pretty regularly as well. So I think that if he's playing, 14 points is a pretty live number. D'Lo and Reeves, as we've said the past few days, or whatever, if Anthony Davis for some reason sets, I think we look to fire these guys up. That's kind of where I'm at. Reeves at 12 points. I think it's a low enough number that you could probably play it anyways. But, again, you're banking on somebody to score that, may not need to. So there's always that as well. Jalen Green, dude's absolutely streaking right now. He's absolutely on fire. 21 points is a walk in the park for this guy with the way he's been playing. Now, this guy can obviously crap the bed at any point. But I'm just gonna run this till the wheels fall off. So 21 points, honestly 22 points, and even more. Let's pull up his current production or his recent production and see, because this guy, like I said, he's just been killing it. But so his per 36 is 22, and he's been playing like high minutes, 46, 40. But look, like here we got 33. So even though he's crushing this number. Look, not that long ago, he played 37 minutes against the Spurs and got 16. And then another one where he played 35 and got 19 against Sacramento. But they're playing Utah today. They played to them just 3 games ago, 33 minutes, 41 points. And they're a fast-paced team. They'll probably try to run Chris Dunn out there to guard him, but I don't know how long that'll last. Or how well it'll work. So 21 points, very live number. If you can find it, I think fire it up. Brunson, 24 points. He's been getting there on the reg. And, I don't have an issue with Brunson at 25 points even. But, we'll bring him down to 24 just for our projections. Dante, 15 points. Again, not a bad number. Should play, like the second option. It falls under the 18 points. And his per 36 is a little bit better than that. So I think 15 points is a nice floor or a nice area to be. McBride, he's been getting a ton of minutes, been playing pretty well, 17 points. It's a volatile bet. I mean, I'm not going to be banking on this guy to score 17 points. But, if you're looking for a bet that has good odds and just the role and production has been there lately, and let's pull up, because I didn't even look at his production, I don't think. I was just looking at, like, his per 36 and his recent minutes, things of that sort. And so let's look and see how often he's actually got to that in the past, like 4 or 5 games. Did I go by him? I know he's been playing really well. And there he is. Yeah, so he's up and down, up and down, and up and down. And, in his last game he was up. So, again, I wouldn't bank on it. But it's definitely live. I mean, look at the minutes. The minutes this guy's been playing. 40, 43, 48, 44, 47. I mean, the minutes are nuts. And he's like a... I don't remember what his per 36 is, but it wasn't terrible. And the fact that he's getting those type of minutes, I thought, hey, 17 points, it's a live number. It's just a very volatile one. Halliburton, 18 points, 9 assists. I never mind this guy's assist. I will mention this just because I don't typically bet assist props. And I'll tell you why. Assist props are one of them things that, as good as Halliburton is, if the teammate that he's passing the ball to misses the shot, you don't get the assist. So potential assist and actual like converted assist are 2 totally different things. And so not only are you relying on somebody to actually get the potential assist, you're relying on the other player to make the shot. So, it's one of those things that it just becomes like there's more variables in it, so it makes it tougher to get to. And so with that being said, I don't really love playing assist props, but Halliburton's good enough. His potential assists are good enough that he's a guy that you can consider. He's the type of guy you can consider. But typically this is not the type of prop I like to play. I just write it here. It's just an option. So 18 points. Not been shooting the ball really well for a while. So, I mean, I'm not going to run a plays points prop. But, at any point, Halliburton can get to 18. Nimhard, 7 points. A little bit of a volatile play, just based off where he falls in the pecking order. I think he gets enough run. And he's been scoring well enough to get to this 7. And honestly, I don't know that he's fallen under it in quite some time. Let's see if we can find him. He's probably a little bit lower down than this. Yeah, let's see. I'm just gonna. Oh no. Not working. Hold on. Try it again. I apologize. I'm not telling you. I'm looking for Nimhard. What am I doing? Nimhard. There we are. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so 18, 9, 15, 17, 7, 9, 7, 8. I mean, he's only been under 7 one time. You know, gets pretty good minutes, so his role's pretty secure. It's just, like I said, it's really a matter. The volatility is only where he falls in the pecking order. But 7 is such a low number, and he gets there so regularly. This is something that you can look at and feel pretty good about. Curry, said it 1,000 times and never changes. Don't love playing this guy's points prop. More incapable of getting there. Very live number. Just a very volatile one in the sense of, you know, this guy relies so much on his jump shot. So, anyways, we'll just move on. Kuminga, obviously questionable. No, was ruled out, so we can just kind of go past Kuminga. Clay, 16 points. I think this becomes a little bit more live. It's a lower number than Curry's. Same type of scoring, but you know, easier to get to. So Clay, 16 points. I don't hate it. Fox, 22 points. Yeah, I mean, he could have a bounce back game for sure. But you know, he's a guy that is scoring's up and down, up and down, up and down. And so let's see if we can pull this guy up just real quick. And we'll just kind of give it a quick look as far as, let me pull this down. Yeah, I mean, 18. Well, he's only been under 20 twice, so in 18. So I guess if you can find it at 18, you're feeling pretty good. It's a super low number, but it is a pretty good spot. I believe that they're playing Dallas. Not the worst spot. Could definitely have a bounce back game here. So 22 points, I think, is pretty live. Kyrie at 24. Usually bet him at 23. So I don't mind it. I don't mind Kyrie at all. 23 points, I think, is a pretty good number, but 24 is okay as well. Brandon Miller, 15 points. Volatile bet. You know, the dude can get cut down at any point as a rookie. He's inconsistent. There's a lot of things not to like here, but he has been getting more touch time. And, you know, 15 is a pretty low number for him. I mean, this guy can score 30 in a blink of an eye, basically. So, yeah, he's a pretty good scorer. I think it's just a matter of whether he's able to stay on the court. Just a volatile bet, but I think 15 is pretty live. Micic at 11. Don't hate it, don't love it. Not a bad number. He gets there pretty regularly. It's just, you know, you rely on him for points. And then Trey Mann, 9 points. Yeah, he gets there pretty often, so I don't mind that. Should have a pretty good run. Jimmy Butler, 19 points. Yeah, he's questionable. You know, I already kind of question, you know, whether he'll get up for this game. I don't really know, so I'm not going to run to play his points prop. Rozier at 14 points. I like this a little bit more. It is a pretty good matchup for him. 14 is a low number, so I don't mind it. SGA, we'll have to keep our eye on it. He is doubtful, but if he plays 30 points, isn't, you know, he gets there regularly. But he has been a little bit cold lately. He hasn't been shooting the ball as well. Where at least hasn't been I don't know if he's just not been putting up as many shots, but his production's definitely come down. So you just want to take note of that. He has been going under the 30 here lately. But again, he's been going over 30 like all year long. So Jalen Williams. So this guy is, if SGA's out, yeah, this guy's gonna have a pretty big role. You know, I don't really mind betting around 18 points, even if SGA's in. SGA's out, you know, we're gonna be looking to fire this guy up anywhere between like 18 and 22 points and feel pretty good about it. Cam Thomas, 21 points. Yeah, he's gonna have a bit of a tough matchup today if Caruso plays. Caruso's gonna guard him, but Cam's pretty good, so I don't. Offensively, I think he's pretty good. You might temper your expectations when you got a guy guarding you like Caruso, because Caruso has shown to be a pretty competent defender. But you know, I still think 21 is a live number. You just kind of got to be careful with it. Michael Bridges, 14 points. I don't really ever love, you know, firing up this guy's points prop. He just, you know, it may be a little bit more reasonable today if Caruso does lock up Cam, but That's not something I like. Schroeder, 13 points, kind of the same thing. He's been doing a little bit better here lately, but he's a little bit more of a distributor, so 13 points is a stretch for me. I just don't know that I want to rely on him for points. DeRozan, 21 points, don't mind it. Kind of a tough matchup, but super live number. Kobe White, 15 points. It's kind of the same thing. It is a live number for sure. Booker, 24 points. I never really like betting this guy's points prop. These guys are so up and down, and between each other, you never know who's going to have the hot hand. Obviously, Booker's live to get to 24. I don't really like betting it any more than like 21, and then he's still going to find a way to disappoint me. So do what you will. This is what I'll say is if SGA is out, then he comes a lot more live. But otherwise, I'm not too sure. BL, 15 points. Yeah, I'm not firing up this guy's points prop. Franz, I like him a lot more. This is a number he gets to pretty regularly. You can even go up to like 16. Franz, 13 to 16, pretty live numbers. Sexton, 18 points to 20 points. 18 to 20, do like that. Don't like Garland. Mitchell, I wouldn't play him coming back from injury. Anthony Edwards, never like playing him at 25. He's just up and down. Yeah. The ones that I'd be looking at down here would be like maybe Maxey. Oubre at 12 is okay. Scoot at 12 is pretty good. Banton, I got him at 19, but you're going to look to come down. I mean, you don't know what his role is going to be. He has been getting pretty good minutes, but I was able to get him at like 12, 13 last time, and he crushed that. So if you can get him down there, you always want to take the lower number, especially when you got a guy that's got kind of an insecure role. Paul George, 18 to 22, not too bad. Quiet, 20 points, not too bad. Norman, 12 points. He fell me last time, came up short at like 11, but he's always live to get to 12. And then Vassell at 17, tough matchup, but should be in a position to get there today. So these are our props for today. I hope you guys are able to, have a really, really good luck piecing together any of your bets, any of your parlays, and best of luck to y'all, okay? You guys have a good night.